Hey guys, it's Tim Miller with the Bulwark. Here with my man JVL. We got a bonus Tim and JVL take right now because, oh my God, Donald Trump was just on stage at the National Association of Black Journalists with 3 women Black journalists who were questioning him, and it is the craziest shit I've seen in a long time. It happened after we taped the podcast today, so we're here for a bonus video. JVL, I want your top line reaction, and then we'll go through some of the clips.
It's nuts. This is a wheels off moment, and the extent of his personal pettiness is so shocking. The way he attacks the first moderator who introduces him and complains about how he was kept waiting for 35 minutes because she doesn't even have the right microphone equipment, and then complains about let's just show the people, Tim.
This is a grumpy old white man just bitching at the fact that these journalists dared to inconvenience him at all or ask him tough questions. It is a grumpy man. He comes off horribly. It is a self-immolation on stage. And what in the hell was his campaign thinking putting him on this stage? All right, so let's go to that first clip that you referenced. This is minute 1. He gets on stage, the immediate response from Donald Trump. Let's watch.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. The first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. Then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the
nasty
question.
question.
Wow.
I have answered the question.
I mean, yeah, it was a tough question, but like politician 101, you try to be affable, you try to brush stuff off, try to appeal to the audience, just whining and moaning about how mean the questioner is immediately.
You just pivot into it. Like, look, the politician 101 answer to this is, a lot of those people treated me very horribly and unfairly. But the truth is I was the president of all the people. And under my economy, Black people did great, right? Look, it's the easiest thing in the world. But boy, Trump he does not like being questioned by Black women, does he?
He doesn't. That's what I'm saying. He used to be able to pull this off, and he could pull this off in certain environments. And I think what's happening here is his seething jealousy about all of Kamala's attention. These 3 Black women on stage, Harris Faulkner, Katia Goba, and Rachel Scott, who got the most of his ire from ABC, were, I think, stand-ins for this seething jealousy that he has. And he couldn't help him. So he just couldn't control his rage and his grievance and his anger. The amount of times he complained about how they kept him late. Like,
he kept coming back to it. 2/3 of the way through the interview, he's complaining about, kept me waiting for 35 minutes. Okay, Archie Bunker.
I would be
sorry.
mortified. I would have been mortified if one of my candidates had done that. As soon as they got off stage, the first thing I said is, I will quit my job if you ever do that again. Like, that is just mortifying behavior. Okay, let's go to clip 2. I think this is going to be the clip that gets the biggest attention out of this and maybe the longest lasting. Trump is trying on a new birtherism attack, birtherism related, or a race related attack on Kamala Harris. He's not questioning where she was born, but here's what he is questioning.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a
literally
definition
the
then.
words
Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir,
of
I'm
that.
asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So, I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly, very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect either
historically black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you
I
believe
think,
that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
Oh my God, JVL. Like
She was
used to be
Indian all the way.
She used to be an Indian. She went to
What
Howard.
does that even mean?
She went to
All
an
the way.
HBCU.
But here's the thing. Pay attention to the little tiny flip of his voice that he does when he says, she happened to turn black, right? It's like he's putting black in air quotes verbally. This is the campaign that I think thought that they were going to get to 20 or to 25% of the black vote in the election, right? This is, I mean, they had talked themselves into believing that it was, and I look at this and I just think, okay.
Yeah. Who are you appealing to?
Okay.
There?
There's your 8%.
Right? He goes on with, a couple years ago, she happened to turn black. Now she wants to be black. I don't know if she's Indian or if she's black. I think someone should look into that too. That's the birthrism thing for you. That was the classic Obama.
Someone should look into
that.
And when asked about is she a DEI hire, he goes, maybe she is.
Boy, I mean, this is, I guess, the only challenging thing in the response to this. When I interviewed Jen Palmieri, which if you guys have not watched that, we'll put the link in the show notes. Go back to the pod I did with her on Friday. She was Hillary's comms director. She's very thoughtful about how not to react to things like this. If you're a woman or you're a candidate of color, like not to go immediately to you're a racist, you're racist. It will be a little challenging, I think, for Kamala to just kind of laugh this off and attack him and mock him for it, because it's just so bad on its face that you don't even have to do the "you're racist" thing. It's like, yeah, he's questioning what race you are. You're racist, right? Like you don't even need to say it. Like everyone sees it.
Run that. Just run the clip. Like you don't need to attack him. Just run the clip over and over and over again.
A horrific clip, and his carriage, the way he's carrying himself, he's so angry. Okay, one more you wanted to talk about related to black jobs. Let's watch that.
In this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr. President,
they're taking the employment away from black people. They're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people.
All right, JVL, black jobs, go.
So this is, I mean, it is interesting that his default, he does have drilled into his head that when he's allowed to drive his own message, it has to be immigration, and it can't be, it has to be an invasion, right? In black jobs. But what is crazy here to me is that unemployment for African Americans is at the lowest rate it has ever been. I mean, just look at the chart.
Look at the chart.
Look at the chart. Like, okay, well, take aside the insanity of the charge. Like, is there anything? And the answer is no. There's nothing to this. There's nothing here. And the Biden economy has been fantastic, right? And look, if nothing else, it's been fantastic in terms of employment, even if you don't want to give anything else. And I just wonder how that is going to work when he keeps talking about, here to take black jobs, your job. And he knows what he's talking about. And I wonder if maybe this is a boomerang or a bank shot where he's not really talking to black voters about this. When he's talking about immigrants taking black jobs, I wonder if that's really just a coded appeal to more to his people.
No, I think that he thinks that black folks don't like immigrants, and that he can try to create racial tension between the black folks and Hispanic folks. I think that's what's happening in his little lizard brain. It's not working. And then he just walked right into it also. After that horrific Biden debate, like the only thing that the Biden team had to hold on to was that black jobs comment that they were doing their best to make a thing. And so because it was the only thing that they had positive to talk about, that I do think settled in as a talking point people are familiar with, and that Trump had stepped in it. And for him to then, in front of a black audience, use the same talking point without trying to modify, it was ham-fisted is the nice thing you can say. All right, the clip that made me the most genuinely mad. A lot of this was just, oh my God, he's so terrible. He's such an asshole. But then it was kind of cut with, and that's great for us. And he's such an asshole and so terrible. Right. So there was a part of like, he's an asshole, but I'm enjoying this. There was one section where it was like, no, he's an asshole and fuck him. And that was when they started talking about January 6th. Let's play the clip.
President, I would love to ask you about January 6th. You've called yourself the candidate of law and order. Yeah. When Time Magazine asked you if you would consider pardoning all the rioters, you said, yes, absolutely. Sure. You called them patriots. 140 police officers were assaulted that day. Their injuries included broken bones, at least one officer lost an eye, one had 2 cracked ribs, 2 smashed spinal discs, another had a stroke. Were the people who assaulted those 140 officers, including those I just mentioned, patriots who deserve pardons?
Well, let me bring it back to modern day. Like about 5 days ago, we had an attack on the Capitol, a horrible attack on the Capitol. You saw the people that were protesting and spraying these incredible monuments, bells, lions, all these magnificent limestone and granite with red paint, red spray paint that will never actually come off, especially in the limestone. It will never, I'm a builder, I know about this stuff. You'll see it in 100 years from now. They viciously attacked our government. They fought with police. They fought with them much more openly than I saw on January 6th. What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to the people that tried to bring...
My question is on those rioters who assaulted officers.
You have to
would you pardon those people?
What's going to happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just well, they were convicted by a very tough system.
JVL. This fucking guy causes a riot at the Capitol. Brian Sicknick dies. Officers, black and white, and all races, get attacked. Over 100 of them injured. Rachel mentions an officer that loses his eye in the question, and it's like, Trump, somebody lost an eye that day. Another person broke a rib. What say you? And his response to that is, well, what about the Palestinian protest where they spray painted the limestone? As a builder,
100 years from now, that red paint will still be there because it's limestone. I know that as a builder.
I'm offended as a builder on behalf of the limestone. Do you think that guy's eye is going to be back in 100 years? Like, this is an inhuman monster. It's like you started a riot on the Capitol. As a result, a police officer lost his eye. What say you to that? Not, I'm sorry, not, there were a few bad apples. Not even, by the way, you know what would have even been better? Antifa was in the midst. It's a conspiracy theory, but at least that's saying, I feel bad for this person. Like, he could not even bring himself to say, I feel bad for this person who is going to have a lifetime injury. And instead, he's going to be like, I feel bad for the limestone.
So here's why I think this makes you so angry. Because this is tantamount to Trump simply being open about the idea that, no, the laws are only for the people we hate.
Right.
Like that's what this is. I mean, it is the statement of the people who are on my side, my people, no fucking way do we apply the law to them. The law is what we do to the people we hate. And this is him as much as saying that openly. And that's a little distressing, right? I mean, you're supposed to at least pretend right? Isn't that like,
Yeah.
the norms of our system are that we at least pretend and do a kabuki, well, it's the laws should be applied equally. And he just goes straight to the authoritarian. Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. We're gonna use the law to punish all those people we hate. But our guys, don't worry. I got you.
Ugh, sick stuff. All right. Lastly, I just want to kudos to the NABJ. There were people out there saying, "Don't platform Trump. Don't do this. Don't give." And I'm always like, "No, platform Trump, but in the right context. You don't platform him like CNN did and give him a cheering section,
Yeah.
But you platform him, tough journalists, asking him hard questions where he has to answer for himself. Yeah, that's good.
But not impossible questions.
Not a possible question.
This is the other thing. Like, this wasn't. I mean, he turned it into a hostile interview.
Yeah.
It did not need to be. These weren't like super tough questions. Any normal politician who was there to actually try to persuade people and not be an angry old drunk at the end of the bar type old white guy, like could have easily handled this. It was not like he was walking into the lion's den.
Yeah. Well, and any other politician wouldn't have had the lengthy list of affronts to the black community to have to answer for as well. But he's not any old candidate. He's Donald Trump. All right, we had to jump on there and do a quick reaction for you guys. Go watch the whole thing if you haven't. We've given you a taste, but really, I think it's a kind of masterpiece that you need to appreciate in all of its glory. So go check that out. Come back here, subscribe to the feed. We'll be back, and I'll be discussing it more tomorrow on the pod with your friend and mine, Dan Pfeiffer. See y'all then. Peace.